A multi-million-dollar federal program designed to help protect places of worship and other religious institutions may be funding something else entirely, as some of those taxpayer dollars have wound up in the hands of organizations accused of promoting hate.
Yeah, tonight we're asking, how can something like this happen, and who's watching where our money goes?
CBS 12's Katie Benty has this week's Waste Watch. She joins us live from outside the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. Katie?
It's a federal grant program with good intentions to help protect nonprofits and places of worship from terrorist attacks. But critics say that the system for handing out these grants is broken after sending hundreds of thousands of dollars to organizations that actually promote hate and violence. And that includes at least one mosque right here in South Florida. On the surface, the Masjid Jamaat al-Ma'minin in Margate looks like any other Muslim place of worship. But critics say this mosque exposes a major flaw in the government's oversight of a multi-million-dollar program.
It just seems so patently wrong and lack of due diligence to be giving federal money to organizations that are the cause for the hate for which we need to protect ourselves.
The mosque's leader, Imam Izar Khan, was previously charged with providing material support to the Taliban, allegedly to fund kidnappings and murder. The charges against him were dropped, but his father was sentenced to 25 years in prison as part of the same investigation. And right now, the mosque's website promotes books which advocate violence and hate against Jews and Christians. Nonetheless, the mosque recently received $150,000 from the Department of Homeland Security, taxpayer money meant to fortify and protect nonprofits at risk of terror attack. And the Margate Mosque is just one example. All this at a time where anti-Semitic crimes in the U.S. have multiplied by nearly 400%, raising serious questions about who is controlling that money and what standards are being followed.
We've got to secure our institutions, but don't be giving that money to people who are clearly undermining security and inciting hatred. How does this happen? You know, who is looking at the recipients and the applicants for this grant?
The program is open to all nonprofits, regardless of purpose, mission, viewpoint, membership, or affiliations. So there's no reason a mosque could not apply for and receive this funding. And Homeland Security says applicants are required to provide a vulnerability assessment and supporting documents. DHS also says each is thoroughly vetted, but there are reasons to question that. A monitoring group called the Middle East Media Research Institute documents extremist sermons from mosques across the globe, including here in the U.S. Deputy Director Elliot Zweig tells CBS 12 News anti-Semitic and anti-Israel rhetoric is widespread.
See how much there is. It can't be terribly surprising that at least some of these institutions are participating in receiving funds from the program.
So your brothers and sisters in Gaza responded. The faces of the children of Israel will be so humiliated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that.
That is part of a sermon by the leader of a mosque in Ohio, who also called the October 7th terror attacks a miracle. They too received a six-figure DHS grant. And Zweig says examples like that are everywhere you look.
This is not an issue of sending in anybody undercover. It's not an issue of having access to closed groups. These are things that are posted on websites, on YouTube and other social media.
Which is why critics are calling for legitimate oversight, without which our tax dollars wind up funding the very hate this program was meant to prevent.
Just look at who does what and who says what. You know, look at, just probe a little deeper. You know, it's with any government funding. You want to know that the money is going where it's meant to go.
We reached out to both the Department of Homeland Security and Imam Khan for this story. We have not heard back from either, but we'll keep asking these questions about how the government is spending our money. Reporting for Waste Watch in West Palm Beach, I'm Katie Benty, CBS 12 News.
I'm Jim Grimes. Click like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more stories like this that impact you.